Hi there, I'm Zoot Java. First off, if you would do me a great big favor, go down no matter what platform you're on, give me a like, a subscribe to my channel. It would help me out greatly. Thank you. Now I'm going to get into this. I'm going to go on about the free speech once again. I'm going to be complaining about that again. And this time it's over in Scotland. A man was convicted of posting a grossly offensive tweet. Now, a man in Scotland has been convicted for posting a tweet following the death of Sir Tom Moore. And he's an elderly veteran who raised $43 million for the UK's State Health Service. And he did this by walking around his backyard 100 times with one of those walkers. And if you'd see Sir Tom Moore, you'd understand why 100 times in his backyard was quite a feat. Speech protections in the UK are extremely lacking, and Joseph Kelly was convicted this week of grossly offensive speech. Now, while 36-year-old Kelly's tweet was particularly rude and ignorant and disgusting, to be quite honest, the conviction has renewed a conversation about the state of free speech in Scotland and the wider UK. He tweeted, and this is a quote, "The only good Brit soldier is a deed one. Burn, old fella, burn." Now, during his trial at Lanark County Sheriff's Court, Kelly admitted that he posted the tweet, but he argued it did not breach communication laws. He did not provide any evidence and was reprimanded by the court for laughing while sitting on the dock. His legal team argued that the prosecution did not have a case against Kelly because of his freedom of expression. This tweet did not cross the threshold into criminality, Kelly's lawyer argued. It is unpleasant and it is unsavory, but it is not grossly offensive. That is a very high bar, and I say the Crown have not got over that bar in these proceedings. The prosecution insisted that the tweet was grossly offensive and broke speech laws. Deputy Fiscal Liam Haggart said, "Captain Tom Moore had become something of a celebrity owing to his age and work that he had done to support the NHS, or National Health Service. If Mr. Kelly had been standing at Lanark Cross and had begun shouting these comments, then there would have been little difficulty in breach of the peace charges being brought against him. Freedom of expression does not justify him making this post. This was a tweet designed to be offensive and, in my view, grossly offensive, which takes it beyond the necessary threshold. During the trial, it was revealed that Kelly had spoken to a neighbor telling them that he regretted the tweet. I was kind of shocked when I saw the tweet, actually," said the neighbor, 51-year-old Lucier Jeffrey. The gentleman in question had done so much to raise awareness and funds for the NHS in England. I spoke to Joseph about it, and I can't remember word for word, but he said something to the effect of, "I have done a lot of stupid things in my time, but that is one of the worst," and he said he regretted it, and it was just a spur-of-the-moment thing. He also told me he would take it back straight away, which he did, but unfortunately for him, somebody had seen it. I was afraid of retaliation over it, and so was he, because addresses were being shared about it online. Haha. Now, Sheriff Adrian Cottam of the Lanark Sheriff Court found Kelly guilty. He is facing a sentence of up to 6 months or £5,000, which I believe is about $6,500 American, or both. Though such severe sentences aren't usual for this type of conviction, and he will be sentenced in March. Sheriff Cottam said, I'm of the view that the focus of the tweet was not on the British Army or soldiers, but on the man pictured, Captain Sir Tom Moore, who had become a national hero during the early stages of the pandemic. The timing of the tweet makes the comment not only offensive, but grossly offensive, and what the accused chose to write can only be described as that. The prosecution does interfere with freedom of expression, but it is a necessary interference. Now, what's my take on this? Okay, as I said, I'm all for free speech, and you should be able to say anything you want. And I still believe that. There are people out there who are going, there's no way, he went way too far with what he said. I agree. I think what he said was absolutely disgusting, and he did go way too far. You can see that even though he's living in Scotland, I'm wondering if he's of Irish background or even grew up there, because he's got a big Irish hat on, a green and white sleeve shirt, and he's holding a flag of Ireland behind him. For those that don't know, that is not part of the UK. Separate country. But in the northwest corner of Ireland, very small part of it, is part of the United Kingdom, and that is called Northern Ireland. He's obviously not from there, if he is from Ireland, because holding the Irish flag. And also, for those who don't know, those people over there take a very dim view to anything to do with the UK, particularly their armed forces. So this is the type of behavior and the type of garbage that I would expect to see spewing out of their mouths or on their Twitter feeds or whatever. And don't think I find this, easy to put up with. I have a very extensive military family, and it's regrettable to see somebody saying something about this to a decorated war hero. And I just, it basically turns my stomach. But this is my whole point about free speech. You should be able to say anything you want, as long as you are not directing someone to cause any form of physical harm to another person, or to cause destruction to buildings or anything like that. Anything at all. No destruction, no violence, nothing. As long as you're not doing that, I really don't care what you say. When you put things like that out there, some people wanted to go after him, obviously, because they said they put his address up. I would prefer to be able to sit down and have a chat with him. You would say, how can you do that if you care so much and are so turned off by this? I want to find out why he feels that way. And maybe if I explain things from my side, I could just possibly get him to change his mind. But you see, this is why I agree with free speech. Because without being able to talk to each other, we are not able in any way to change anyone's mind, or to even try to change someone's mind. Cancellation is not the answer. Cancellation is division. It's stirred up by your governments. They love to see it. Don't kid yourself. They love to see this. Anyways, I will just end it by saying there's no way that should be prosecuted. I think that was wrong. I think that sentencing this guy or fining him that amount is going to make him angrier. it's going to drive this feeling that he has inside and will fester, and it's just going to burn inside him. This is the type of thing that starts hatred, which is why I said the government absolutely loves it. So, on that note, I was just gonna leave you with my bad joke. And apparently, an Irishman was applying for a job as a blacksmith. He was asked whether he had any experience of shoeing horses, and he said, "No, but I once told a donkey to screw off." Anyhow, like I said, please like and subscribe. Helps me out quite a bit. And also, if you could share me on your social media, and if you like to, I've left links down below to other video hosting sites that you can find me on. And until later, have a Java on Zood.